What's going on, you guys? My name is Zach Hartley and welcome back to another weekly watch list video. My goal with this series is to share with you how I am feeling about the market conditions, as well as which stocks are at the top of my watch list going into the week ahead. So if you get any value out of this video, remember to click that like and subscribe button because it was a pretty wild week last week, so I think you're going to get some value out of this one. Okay, so to start us off with the market conditions, I usually like to look at the big indices because it gives me a good idea of how the broad market is doing. And to do that, I usually start with the NASDAQ. As you can see, we actually had a pretty decent start to the week. It looks like we may have set all-time highs either on Friday last week or on Monday of this week, but we did pull back pretty significantly on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, basically coming back down to this 15,400 level where we were previously rejected. And once you get rejected at one area and then you break through it, that level usually becomes support. And so the NASDAQ is coming back down to support right now, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see where we open up on Monday because we're at a pretty important level right here around 15,400. When you look at the S&P 500, Friday was the real bad day here. We pretty much traded sideways to start the week, and then Friday we had a pretty significant drop of a couple of percent. We are not quite retesting the support left by the previous resistance back here in September, but we are extremely close to it. And when you look at the Dow Jones, we had a pretty significant gap down. I want to say this was the worst single day that the Dow Jones has had all year, so not a great day for the Dow Jones. Pretty significant loss here. We were down by over 1,000 points at one point. So all of the indices basically pulled back towards the end of the week, and the real question is, why did they pull back? And the answer is fairly simple. There's a new COVID variant called the Omicron variant, and it started in South Africa, or at least as of right now, they think it may have started in South Africa. We really have no idea, but it is spreading around the world and it is thought to be more contagious. And so that is a major, major concern. And I believe that they did start to find some of these cases in the United States, which is why the market took a major correction on Friday. I know that Canada and the US has now, as I film this video, limited travel from South Africa to the countries. And so they are starting to put in some lockdowns, starting to put in some quarantines, and some rules are coming around that. But I think the big concern here is that this is a new variant that is supposed to be or could be more contagious. It's spreading fairly quickly and it could send us back into some lockdowns and back into a little bit of trouble with COVID, which is not a great thing for the economy, and it's not a great thing for companies, especially because over the last sort of 2 to 3 weeks here, daily new cases in the USA has actually gone up. It has not continued to go down like we saw for the last few months. It is actually starting to go back up, which is not a great sign. And so what is my plan for this week and how am I going to handle this? Well, for me, it's fairly simple. I'm going to be watching the numbers and the news and all of the data about this new Omicron variant, because if Omicron numbers increase and if all of a sudden the US comes out and says we have 5,000 people infected with the Omicron variant in the United States, that is going to be cause for a major, major concern. I think the market is going to react to that very heavily, and I think we're going to see a very strong sell-off. And so I am going to be watching very, very closely on Sunday night as well as Monday and Tuesday to see where we are at with regards to these Omicron numbers, because if they continue to go up, I am going to be shorting a lot of the market. Number one way I'm going to do that is by shorting the SPY, the S&P 500 ETF. I am also looking at buying the SQQQ. Now this one is really, really interesting here. This one is a ETF that is 3 times leveraged to the NASDAQ 100. So the NASDAQ 100 is the 100 largest companies on the NASDAQ. 3 times leveraged means that it moves by 3 times whatever the NASDAQ 100 moves by. So if the NASDAQ 100 dropped by 1%, the 3 times leveraged ETF of that would drop by 3%. So that's what I'm talking about here. And because I would be trading SQQQ, that is the inverse ETF. So when the NASDAQ 100 goes up, this one goes down. And when the NASDAQ 100 goes down, this one goes up. And so it is an ETF. It's very simple to buy, but you do need to make sure you understand what you are buying here, and you do not want to hold this one very long term because it will basically eat away at what you hold. Now, my third strategy for shorting the market here, if the Omicron numbers continue to increase, is by shorting cruise stocks and airlines. These are the 2 industries that I think are going to be the most heavily impacted by a resurgence and an increase in a variant like this. And so if those numbers continue to skyrocket, or if they go up in any way, these are the industries that I would be shorting in particular. And so this is how I would short a standard ETF, this is how I would short with a leveraged ETF, and this is how I would short individual companies. And so that is my game plan for the week, and I'm just going to kind of see how the week unfolds to see which opportunity here is going to be best for me. if this increases. However, if it doesn't increase and if this kind of blows over, I also want to show you a couple of stocks that I am looking to purchase. Now, real quick here, Bitcoin, I just want to cover this real quick. We got rejected right here between $65,000 and $75,000. We are coming back down. We are now trading at $55,000, and it looks like we did get rejected right here back in August, September. So this could be a nice level of support for us, and we could be looking for a bounce. I know Meet Kevin is starting to buy back into his Bitcoin and to his crypto holdings right now. So we will have to see what happens here, but 55,000 does look like it could show up as some support. Now, when it comes to earnings for the week ahead, we've got kind of a mixed bag here. One thing that we are seeing is a lot of Canadian banks are reporting. I think we've got RBC, we've got TD, we got CIBC. We got a lot of Canadian banks that are almost all reporting next week. We also have a couple of tech companies. We've got CrowdStrike, we've got DocuSign, we've got Asana, we've got Snowflake. So a lot of kind of a mixed bag depending on what you were looking for. We also have some consumer brands like Zoomies. So lots of things going on there. Very, very exciting week. Now, if the market shows strength on Monday, and what I mean by strength is if the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones all open up either even to where they closed on Friday or higher, that is going to mean that we have strength and that people are buying back into the market. And if that is the case, then I will be looking to buy individual stocks. And the individual stocks that will be at the top of my watch list going into the week ahead, number one will be Unity Software. Unity Software is a company that I really, really like because any games that you have played probably were developed using their software or using some type of their technology, and the stock has just previously broken out of resistance at 180 and went up to as high as 210, and now it is coming back down and it is testing this new level as support. I think that if this level of support holds, this is a fantastic company to own long term, and this could be a great entry point for a long-term breakout. Next company I want to show you here is NanoXplore. This is a graphene company. I have been very bullish on graphene companies, made several videos about them here on my channel, and this is a company that just continues to kind of staircase its way up. As you can see, breaks out of resistance, consolidates, breaks out of resistance, consolidates. Now I am looking for a bounce off previous resistance. I'm looking for it to break out and then probably consolidate again, but I want to see it move back from $7.25 back to $9 and then hopefully set a new high of around $10. That's what I'd be looking at for NanoXplore, basically over the next kind of month here. Now, next company is UpStart. This is a company that got a whole lot of attention, made an absolutely beautiful rally up to above $400, and now it has been cut in half in almost the exact same amount of time and is trading at exactly $209 right now. And I'm really, really interested in this one because it looks like it may be bouncing off of previous support here. It looks like we may have a little bit of an area here where people are starting to step back in and say, hey, this is a good deal. We also have a crossover of the MACD that looks like it's coming. We have an exit of the RSI, and the only thing we are missing right now is a little bit of volume, but we are bouncing off our 200-day moving average. So things are looking very positive for UpStart, at least on a short-term small little bounce right here off 200 is probably the way I would play this. Now, sticking to the name trend here, we went from UpStart. We are now looking at UpWork. This is a company where you can go online and you can hire people from around the world to do pretty much anything you need. Edit videos, Photoshop your photos, make thumbnails, do almost anything that you could possibly do digitally or virtually. You can go on Upwork and pay somebody to do it. It's absolutely fantastic. I love the business. I use the platform. I think what they're doing is great. The financials also look fairly decent, but as of right now, the stock is trading within a very clear channel right here between kind of $35 and $40 is our level of support. We've got major resistance right here between $60 to $65, and we are currently trading right on our support level. And so if this holds up and we see a bounce off of 35 up through $40, that's probably going to be my entry into Upwork, and I'd like to ride it up to the 55-60 area where I would be looking to take some profit. Next company to share here is Cardiol Therapeutics. I made a video about these guys probably a month or two ago, kind of on the run up right here, and they were doing really well. However, they completely double topped right here at $5, pulled back down to $3, came back up to $5, and now it is trading along the previous support right before the run up. And so this is a really unique company. It's definitely very volatile. It is a biotech kind of pharma company with some decent risk, but also a huge upside if they can commercialize on their products and on the drugs that are in the pipeline right now. I like the market that they're going after. I like what they're trying to do. And this stock seems to show pretty consistent levels of support and resistance. If you could have recognized this double top right here and exited above $4.5 here, you would have done extremely well on almost any investment you made in the company. Now, next company here is Mercado Libre. I really like this company long term. They're kind of the Amazon of South America. They're also doing a whole lot of different things, sort of like what Amazon is doing, but in a completely different demographic and more centered and focused on the culture in South America. So I like that. The only thing I don't like is the stock has come down from $2,000 back down to previous support at $12.50. You could argue a very similar pattern here to some of the stocks we have looked at this week. Sort of trading within a channel, we've got clear resistance, we got clear support, and now it's just about getting in at the right time and trying to ride it up off support and back to the next level of resistance. That's what I would be looking to do here with Mercado Libre. But again, with all of these stocks, I'm not buying in on Monday right away as soon as the market opens. I am waiting a couple hours. I want to see how the stock develops. I want to see what the strength looks like in the market come Monday and Tuesday, and I want to make sure that I am buying in once I have confirmation of a trend change. Mercado Libre right now is a falling knife from $1,700 to $12.50, and I don't want to catch a falling knife. I want to catch it, and I want to ride this rocket ship once it's on its way back up. That's the goal, and that's what I'm looking for. And the last company here is another prime example of this. This is Uber. It rose up to as high as like $47, $48 here. It's come back down to $40. If it breaks through $40, I want nothing to do with Uber. But if we bounce off $40, I think we've got a great opportunity to go higher. But again, this is going to be another stock that's going to be heavily influenced and impacted by that Omicron variant. So please keep an eye on that. That is going to be the determining factor come Monday morning of whether or not the market's going to go up or down. And you do not want to fight against the market. You want to go with the same direction as the market. And that's why I have a plan to both short the market as well as buy into these stocks. Now, if you're interested in getting started in trading, or you're just learning, or you need a new brokerage, I use Questrade for almost all of my trading and investing just because I think it's a great brokerage. But the only problem with Questrade is it does have commissions. I have no problem paying the commissions because I get level 2 data, and it's probably the best platform in Canada. So I use Questrade and I pay the commissions. And if you want to use Questrade, there's a link down below for $50 in free commissions to get you started. Well, Simple is also doing a promotion this weekend for Black Friday where you get 2 free stocks just for signing up and funding your account. And I got one this morning for my account because when you sign up, I get a free stock. Mine was JP Morgan Chase for like $240. So I highly recommend it. You can get a stock up to like $4,500, and it'll be well worth your time if you're looking to get into trading. And if you're looking to get into crypto, I use Newton for all of my trading and investing. And if you create an account with Newton, you literally get $25 completely free. So even if you don't want to use it, I highly recommend you sign up with that link because you'll literally get $25 free. And all of these links are in the description to this video. Now, as a summary to this video, number 1, new COVID variant will likely determine the direction of the market next week. Depending on how bad things get over this weekend and come Monday, that's probably going to be the major thing as to how well we do over the next few weeks. So definitely keep an eye on that. And lastly, you need to make sure you have a game plan for both directions. If Omicron gets absolutely terrible, I have a plan to make money shorting the market. If it goes away and nobody even talks about it come Monday, Tuesday, no problem. These are the stocks that I'm going to buy. That's my game plan. I'm here to share it with you. And if you get any value out of that, all I ask is that you click that like and subscribe button. And if you want to see what trades I'm making, I have a private Discord chat where you can join the chat. You can see all of my analysis, all of my trades. And I'm trying to build a community of traders where you can share your analysis, share your research, and you don't have to sit at home alone all by yourself trying to do this and figure it out. Join the Discord chat. It's $5 per month. Link is in the description down below. And thank you so much for watching these videos. I sincerely appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.